Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller is a motivational book that emphasizes the power of a positive mindset in achieving success and happiness. The book highlights how our thoughts and attitudes shape our actions, decisions, and ultimately, our destiny. Jeff Keller presents the idea that we cannot always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to situations. By maintaining a positive attitude, we can transform challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones toward success. The book is divided into practical lessons that encourage readers to change their thinking patterns, use positive language, and take responsibility for their lives. Keller explains that success begins in the mind, and by visualizing our goals, staying optimistic, and developing self-confidence, we can attract success and happiness. He uses simple language and real-life examples to show that success is not about luck or talent alone, but about cultivating the right mental attitude. Our attitude is one of the most powerful tools we possess, shaping not only how we view the world, but also the outcomes we achieve in life. A positive mindset can be the difference between giving up in the face of challenges or finding new ways to overcome them. Life is full of obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected twists, but our response to these events is what determines our success and happiness. When we cultivate a positive attitude, we see difficulties not as permanent failures, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve ourselves. This perspective allows us to face challenges with courage and determination rather than fear and doubt. A positive mindset does not mean that we ignore problems or pretend that everything is perfect. It means that we choose to focus on solutions, rather than dwelling on problems. For example, when we face a setback at work, instead of thinking, "I am not capable," a person with a positive attitude might think, "What can I learn from this situation to do better next time?" This approach not only reduces stress, but also builds resilience, which is essential for long-term success. Resilient people understand that failure is part of the journey to success, and they use every challenge as a stepping stone toward improvement. Our attitude also affects the way we interact with others. People with a positive outlook are often more approachable, friendly, and cooperative. They attract opportunities because their optimism inspires confidence and trust. On the other hand, a negative attitude can push people away and create unnecessary barriers. For example, someone who constantly complains or blames others will not be seen as a team player and might miss out on chances to grow personally or professionally. A positive mindset, therefore, not only shapes our inner world, but also influences how the outer world responds to us. Moreover, our attitude affects our mental and emotional well-being. A negative mindset often leads to stress, anxiety, and frustration because we focus on problems and limitations. In contrast, a positive mindset promotes peace of mind and encourages us to look for solutions rather than dwelling on difficulties. People who adopt a positive attitude often have better mental health because they do not allow negative thoughts to control them. They train themselves to look at the brighter side of life, which creates a sense of hope and confidence even during tough times. A positive attitude also boosts motivation. When we believe that success is possible, we are more likely to take action and stay persistent in achieving our goals. Many people fail not because they lack talent or skills, but because they lose hope and give up too soon. A positive mindset helps us stay focused on our dreams, even when progress is slow or obstacles arise. For example, successful athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders often credit their achievements to their determination and belief in themselves, even when others doubted them. This inner belief comes from a positive attitude that pushes them forward, no matter what. Another important aspect of attitude is the way it shapes our perception of failure. People with a negative mindset often see failure as proof that they are not good enough, while those with a positive attitude view failure as a temporary setback and a chance to improve. They ask themselves, "What can I learn from this experience?" rather than "Why did this happen to me?" This shift in perspective allows them to grow and eventually achieve success. In this way, a positive mindset turns failure into a valuable teacher rather than an enemy. The power of attitude extends beyond personal success. It also affects our relationships and environment. When we approach life with positivity, we spread that energy to those around us. A smile, a kind word, or a hopeful attitude can uplift others and create a supportive and harmonious atmosphere. Positive people are often admired because they bring light and encouragement wherever they go. This, in turn, opens doors to new friendships, opportunities, and collaborations that would not have been possible with a negative mindset. It is also important to note that a positive attitude is a conscious choice. Life will always present challenges, but how we choose to respond is within our control. Some people allow negativity to dominate their thinking, while others deliberately focus on gratitude, hope, and solutions. For example, when faced with a difficult situation, we can either complain and feel helpless, or we can take action and believe that things will improve. The second approach not only empowers us, but also creates better outcomes. Because our actions are guided by hope rather than fear. Developing a positive attitude requires daily practice. It begins with being mindful of our thoughts and replacing negative ones with positive alternatives. For instance, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," we can think, "I will try my best," and learn from the experience. Over time, this habit rewires our mind to look for possibilities instead of limitations. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, such as supportive friends, uplifting books, and inspiring mentors, also helps in maintaining a positive mindset. By feeding our mind with positivity, we strengthen our ability to face challenges with confidence. In the end, our attitude truly shapes our success and happiness because it influences the way we think, feel, and act. A positive mindset allows us to see opportunities where others see obstacles and to keep moving forward even when life gets tough. It helps us stay motivated, build better relationships, and create a life that is full of purpose and joy. While we cannot control every event that happens to us, we can control our attitude, and that single choice can transform our entire life. Success always begins in the mind because every achievement starts with a thought or belief that something is possible. The way we think determines the actions we take and the results we achieve. Positive thinking is the foundation of this process, as it allows us to focus on solutions and opportunities rather than on problems and limitations. When we maintain a positive mindset, we see setbacks as temporary and challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of saying, "I can't," we start asking, "How can I make this work?" This shift in thinking empowers us to keep moving forward even when things get tough. Visualization is another powerful mental tool that brings success closer to reality. When we visualize our goals, we create a clear mental image of what we want to achieve. This practice helps our mind and body prepare for success by aligning our actions with our vision. Athletes, for example, often visualize themselves winning before they compete. By imagining their success, they build confidence and focus, which improves their performance. The same technique can be applied to any area of life, whether it's career goals, personal achievements, or creative pursuits. Visualization acts as a mental rehearsal, making success feel achievable and real. Self-confidence is equally important because even with positive thinking and visualization, we cannot succeed if we don't believe in ourselves. Confidence gives us the courage to take action, face challenges, and step out of our comfort zones. Many people have the talent and skills needed to succeed, but fail because they lack belief in their abilities. Self-confidence helps us persevere when others doubt us and motivates us to keep trying until we achieve our goals. It also influences how others perceive us. When we believe in ourselves, we naturally inspire trust and respect. Success is not just about external resources like money, talent, or connections. It is about the internal mindset that drives us to use whatever resources we have effectively. A positive attitude, combined with visualization and self-confidence, helps us stay motivated and resilient. When we think positively, we are more likely to take risks and see failures as lessons rather than as signs to quit. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, teaching us something valuable that brings us closer to our goals. In life, Everything we achieve begins as a thought. By controlling our thoughts, visualizing success, and believing in our abilities, we can create the future we want. Our mind has the power to shape our actions, and our actions shape our destiny. Success truly begins in the mind, and when we master our mindset, we set ourselves on the path to achieving anything we desire. We may not have control over everything that happens in life, but we always have control over how we respond to those situations. Life is full of unexpected events, challenges, and circumstances beyond our influence. However, what truly defines us is not the event itself, but how we choose to handle it. Two people can face the same situation, yet their responses may lead to entirely different outcomes. By managing our reactions, we shape not only our experience of the moment, but also our future path. Choosing a calm, thoughtful, and positive response can turn a difficult situation into an opportunity for growth, while reacting with anger or negativity often makes problems worse. Controlling our responses begins with understanding that our emotions are natural, but our actions are a choice. We might feel frustrated, hurt, or angry when something bad happens, but we can decide whether to act impulsively or to take a moment and respond wisely. For example, if someone criticizes us unfairly, we can either react with anger, which may escalate the conflict, or remain calm and address the issue constructively. Responding thoughtfully allows us to maintain our self-respect and often leads to better results. Our response to situations also determines our emotional well-being. When we allow external events to control us, we feel powerless and stressed. However, when we accept that we can choose how to react, we gain a sense of strength and inner peace. For instance, we cannot stop failures or setbacks from happening, but we can decide whether to see them as final defeats or as lessons that push us toward improvement. This mindset shift helps us stay resilient, even during tough times. Furthermore, our responses have a direct impact on our relationships. A thoughtful response can build trust, understanding, and respect, while a negative or impulsive reaction can damage relationships and create unnecessary conflicts. By controlling how we react to others, especially in moments of disagreement, we can maintain harmony and build stronger connections. This is why emotional control and patience are often seen as signs of maturity and wisdom. Learning to control our responses takes practice. It requires self-awareness, the ability to pause before reacting, and the willingness to think about the long-term consequences of our actions. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or simply stepping away from a stressful situation for a moment can help us choose better responses. Over time, this habit of responding calmly and positively becomes part of our character. Ultimately, while we cannot control everything that happens around us, we always have control over our attitude and reaction. By choosing thoughtful and positive responses, we can turn challenges into opportunities, reduce stress, and build a life filled with more peace and success. Surrounding yourself with positivity is one of the most powerful ways to maintain a healthy mindset and achieve personal growth. The environment we live in and the people we interact with have a significant influence on our thoughts, emotions, and actions. If we are surrounded by negativity, whether it comes from toxic people, discouraging words, or our own self-doubt, it becomes much harder to stay motivated and focused on our goals. On the other hand, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, uplifting thoughts, and encouraging individuals can inspire us to become our best selves and keep moving forward, even during challenging times. One of the biggest obstacles to positivity is negative self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves can either build us up or tear us down. Many people fail to achieve their goals because they constantly repeat phrases like "I can't do this," "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." These thoughts slowly erode confidence and create unnecessary fear. To cultivate positivity, it is essential to replace such negative self-talk with affirmations and encouraging words. For instance, instead of saying "I'll never be able to do this," we can say, "I will try my best, and with effort, I can improve." Positive self-talk strengthens our belief in our abilities and helps us see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. The people we spend time with also play a critical role in shaping our mindset. If we are surrounded by those who constantly complain, criticize, or discourage us, then negativity can influence our thoughts and emotions. We may start doubting ourselves or adopting the same pessimistic outlook on life. This is why it is important to build relationships with positive, supportive individuals who believe in us and encourage us to grow. Positive people inspire us to dream bigger, work harder, and maintain a hopeful attitude even when life is tough. Being in such an environment naturally lifts our energy and helps us stay motivated. Positivity also comes from the content we consume daily. The books we read, the shows we watch, the music we listen to, and even the social media accounts we follow can either uplift or drain our spirit. Consuming negative or harmful content often leads to stress and anxiety, while surrounding ourselves with inspiring books, motivational speeches, and encouraging media fills our mind with hope and strength. Choosing to focus on positive content not only brightens our outlook, but also equips us with practical wisdom to face challenges with courage. Another way to cultivate positivity is by practicing gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we naturally develop a more optimistic perspective. Gratitude reminds us of the good things in our lives and helps us appreciate even the smallest moments. A simple daily habit of writing down 3 things we are grateful for can shift our focus from problems to blessings. This mindset creates a sense of peace and happiness, which further attracts positive experiences into our lives. Eliminating negative influences is equally important. Sometimes, we need to distance ourselves from toxic relationships or environments that constantly bring us down. This does not mean cutting people off entirely, but setting healthy boundaries to protect our peace and mental well-being. It is important to recognize that not everyone will support our goals or share our vision, and that is okay. By focusing on those who encourage and uplift us, we create a circle of positivity that fuels our growth. Additionally, positivity is not just about avoiding negativity, but also about spreading good energy to others. When we encourage others, share kind words, or offer support, we create a ripple effect of positivity that often comes back to us. Helping others succeed and celebrating their achievements not only strengthens relationships, but also inspires us to keep working toward our own goals. Positivity is contagious, and when we make an effort to share it, we naturally attract more of it into our lives. Self-care also plays a vital role in maintaining a positive environment. Taking care of our mental, physical, and emotional health allows us to remain balanced and optimistic. Regular exercise, healthy eating, meditation, and adequate rest all contribute to a positive state of mind. When we feel good about ourselves, we are less likely to be affected by negative influences. We also gain the strength and clarity to deal with challenges in a constructive way. Surrounding ourselves with positivity does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that life is always perfect. It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, hope rather than despair, and growth rather than fear. Life will always have difficulties, but when we approach those challenges with a positive mindset and a supportive environment, we become much more capable of overcoming them. Positivity gives us the courage to try, the strength to persist, and the resilience to succeed despite obstacles. In the end, positivity is a choice. It is built through conscious effort, choosing uplifting thoughts, surrounding ourselves with inspiring people, and taking steps to create a healthy and encouraging environment. When we choose positivity over negativity, we not only improve our own lives but also influence those around us to live with more hope and happiness. It becomes a powerful cycle that fuels success, happiness, and meaningful relationships. Attitude is one of the most powerful tools we have, and the best part is that it is entirely our choice. No matter what situation we face, we have the ability to choose how we perceive it and how we respond. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control the mindset we adopt. A positive attitude not only improves our own life, but also inspires and influences those around us. When we choose positivity, We create an environment of hope, resilience, and motivation that spreads far beyond ourselves. The idea that attitude is a choice means that we are not bound by our circumstances or emotions. Even in difficult situations, we can decide to focus on the lessons we can learn or the opportunities that might come from them. For example, when faced with failure, some people immediately give up because they see it as a sign of weakness or incompetence. Others, however, choose to see failure as a temporary setback, a stepping stone to success. This difference lies entirely in attitude. By choosing to see challenges as opportunities for growth, we empower ourselves to move forward rather than remain stuck. A positive attitude directly impacts our happiness and success. When we wake up each day and choose to approach life with optimism, we begin to notice opportunities that we might otherwise overlook. Positivity fuels motivation and creativity, allowing us to find solutions rather than dwell on problems. It is a mindset that helps us stay resilient in the face of difficulties, and this resilience often makes the difference between those who succeed and those who quit. A negative attitude, on the other hand, blinds us to possibilities and drains our energy, making it harder to take meaningful action. Choosing positivity does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It means acknowledging that while life has challenges, our response to those challenges defines the outcome. For instance, a student who fails an exam can either see it as proof they are not smart enough or as a signal to study differently and work harder. By choosing the latter attitude, they are not only more likely to improve but also build confidence in their ability to overcome difficulties. This same principle applies to all areas of life, from careers to relationships. Another powerful effect of choosing a positive attitude is the influence it has on others. People naturally gravitate toward those who radiate positivity, hope, and encouragement. When we choose to maintain a positive outlook, we uplift those around us. Our words, actions, and energy inspire others to believe in themselves and face their own challenges with courage. For example, in a workplace setting, an employee with a positive attitude can influence the entire team, boosting morale and productivity. A single positive person can transform an environment by choosing to focus on solutions and encouraging others to do the same. Attitude is contagious. If we are constantly complaining, doubting, or focusing on the negative, others will pick up on that energy and mirror it. However, when we approach life with enthusiasm and a can-do spirit, we create a ripple effect of positivity. Our attitude can motivate others to work harder, dream bigger, and believe that success is possible. This is why leaders, mentors, and role models often emphasize the power of attitude. They know that how they carry themselves affects everyone around them. Choosing positivity also impacts our physical and mental health. Studies have shown that people with optimistic attitudes experience lower levels of stress, better immune function, and improved overall well-being. When we focus on the good, our mind and body respond by staying calmer and more balanced. Stressful situations become easier to manage because we are not overwhelmed by fear or negativity. This healthier mindset allows us to make better decisions and maintain our energy to keep moving forward. Of course, choosing positivity is not always easy. Life can throw unexpected challenges our way, and in those moments, it is natural to feel discouraged or upset. The key is not to stay in that negative state for too long. We can shift our attitude by practicing gratitude, focusing on our strengths, and surrounding ourselves with supportive people. Even small actions like smiling more often, encouraging others, or reframing negative thoughts can have a powerful impact on our mindset. Over time, these habits train our brain to automatically lean toward positivity rather than negativity. It is also important to remember that attitude is not something that only benefits us in private. It shapes how we interact with others and how others perceive us. A positive attitude makes us more approachable, trustworthy, and inspiring. People remember how we make them feel, and by choosing to be positive, we leave a lasting impression that encourages kindness and cooperation. Whether in our personal life or professional life, Our attitude can open doors and create opportunities simply because people enjoy being around someone who radiates positivity. In every situation, we have two choices. We can let negativity control us, or we can take control of our attitude. When we consciously choose positivity, we not only create a happier, more fulfilling life for ourselves, but also become a source of inspiration for others. Our attitude can spark confidence, encourage teamwork, and bring light to even the darkest situations. This is why it is often said that attitude is everything. By choosing the right one, we have the power to transform not just our own life, but also the lives of everyone we touch.